Just reminding everybody that, where's my microphone? Just reminding everyone that I'm autistic, and that means that cold is worse for me, hunger, it's extremely distracting, though I've gotten pretty good about ignoring it. Pain's very distracting. All of which I'm having to deal with quite a bit right now. But I am going out to fly a sign for a few bucks. I need to pick up at least a 30-day supply of my amlodipine, which I think went up to almost $15. And I think the whole prescription itself was either 20 or 30, so it might just be worth it to just pick up the whole thing. But I don't expect anybody to donate that much today. It would just be, because I can get the other 2 months next month when I get paid. But I haven't done the email yet because I'm too busy watching Pam Blondie crash out and her idiotic criminal informants down at, I don't think the guy's a CI. I think she's just latched on to him as kind of like a, I don't know, a way of like camouflage or something. I'm really not sure. Giving herself some sort of clout, which puts him in danger as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, they came back after they left, and I stayed where I was, and they were at a different table for several hours, and then when I left, she ran up to me with an apple pie, and I mean, it's not that I'm not grateful, but if you're wondering why I cut them off and I don't keep letting them telling themselves, because if you do that, like with, I did that with Autumn and Becky Burl and Michael and whoever else, that other lady, because they were, they were name dropping Judge Hoar's name, Weinberger's name, and then trying to infer that they were victims advocates with Sarah George's office, and dropping Senator Sanders' name, and then of course Park Ranger Preston was, and other people from City Hall, and then of course when they came out with the no trespass and the restraining order, they dropped the mayor's name. But anyway, if you build their confidence up too much, when you cut them off, they lash out really bad. Just like they did with the restraining order and the no trespass. So their expectations got way too fucking high, and so when I cut them off, they got super extra stupid. So I'm just getting what I can out of them, and then I'm cutting them off. And I really don't need much else from them. And I'm basically, the officer that showed up last night was asking me about, I don't remember exactly what he said, because I got to tell the chief I've got sleep apnea, and that's one reason why I'm not real responsive, because I'm pretty much comatose. But I'm going to reassure them that I do have good gear that is keeping me warm even when it's wet, though I prefer not to be out there. I'm going to let them know I asked everybody for help. And Paul Dragon was kind of implying that he was assisting Sarah George. Him and his staff are doing that at Miller Center, and I went out to CVOEO, where he's the director, and he's also an oversight official, and fill out the form and talk to his staff and said, I'm domestic violence and it's tied to Epstein. So he can't say he didn't know. So that's got Dragon and all these bogus tax-exempt charities that are covering for Chad Cronin in a real tight bond. And specifically Paul Dragon, because he's an oversight official. He's supposed to be doing oversight when these places aren't doing their job. And instead of punishing them for not doing their job, he's probably going to punish them if they did do their job. So I'm just trying to make sure I get the email sent in such a way that it kind of immunizes me from any no trespassing. That way, let's say for some reason the property owner decides they want to no trespass me. It's not going to stick because I've asked the police and the prosecutor and countless government contractors for victim services, and they've all refused. And I understand why, and I'm fine with that. But I'm trying to make sure that there's no wiggle room. And I've got to go into my Google Photos and find that picture of McAfee's email address. I might even be able to go into my Gmail contacts and look it up somehow. The sunflower seeds are a way of self-stimming. It's like eating any type of food, that stimulation that kind of helps calm me down. It's self-soothing. I do need to eat, though I don't really need to eat. I got 4 bagels left. I had to eat 2 plain, and even though they're the good bagels, they were really kind of gross, just plain with nothing on them. But I ate them. So I definitely need to get money for hot hands, or I need to get donated several pairs, because I usually go through about 4 or 5 pairs a night, depending on how cold it is, and lots of quarters for laundry. And I'm good with gift cards as long as it's someplace that's relatively close and convenient. I haven't gone to Jump because it's been too cold to store groceries, though I think now I figured out how to, I'm going to make a homemade cooler. I'm going to get a little cardboard box, and I've got a piece of bivy, a reflective bivy, and I can put the food in there, and as long as it's wrapped in plenty of pieces of cardboard, I don't think it will freeze. And I have an extra felt scarf that should help, because if it's insulated, it will maintain a 32-degree temperature, just perfect for something that needs to be refrigerated. So anyway, I'm after Shelburne. I'm not sure where I'm going to go. And I will get that email sent before I do anything. I can't think of anything else.